Oh, here we go. Here we go. Once again, y'all got me sucked into this. Every time I think I'm out, y'all find a way to drag me right back in. Here we go. Now, Daz was responding to the messages about him being jealous of Tupac and all of this stuff. When has Daz been jealous of Tupac? Man, I mean, fans get so confused, and I don't blame the fans because there's so many people out here creating misinformation. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's people who ain't been born. Like Tupac was already dead and gone before they were even born, and they sitting here talking about Tupac and what happened with Tupac, and it's crazy. Like, believe me, it's crazy. Oh man. So I applaud those who were smart enough to come to me and say, "So you know what happened? I hadn't heard these people talk. I didn't heard Reggie talk. I didn't heard all these people talk. Suge them. So you know what happened?" And I try to explain it to y'all. When Tupac came to death row, all right. Here's the thing. This is where Daz went wrong, and Daz is one of the best producers on the West Coast. Period. Probably in hip hop history, he's up there. Because Daz has done a lot of work that he just didn't get credit for. But all his iconic songs that he created on these albums was credited to Dr. Dre. So he's often overshadowed that he tries to go back now and say, hey, don't forget, I did X, Y, and Z. But now he's still back into the, hey, you just shut up and get your money phase. But Dad smoke a lot, and nowadays, he's just all over the place. And I wish that Daz, think before he hit, record and trying to say we made Tupac. Uh, I think he meant like we made All Eyes on Me. Now, if that's the case, then yeah, y'all did put the songs together to get that out and done fast. But no, you ain't make Tupac, bro. So yeah, that's all often disqualified immediately from the moment it came out of his mouth. I didn't think it was anything to even make a video about. Because when he said it, I was just like, oh man, that's dumb. But I knew they gonna take that and run with it. But no, they didn't make Tupac. They made All Eyes on Me. Now, here's the thing. Tupac not only was a platinum selling artist on Me Against the World, which had nothing to do with Daz and Death Row at all, right? But let's take that out of the equation. Tupac, one song he put on the soundtrack of Above the Rim was the best song, and it was on the B side of Above the Rim soundtrack. Pain. One of the best songs he's ever made, Tupac. Dwarfed any song on the album that they ever put out. So, the Thug Life album, his own albums, I Get Around, anything like he didn't really need anybody. Like he didn't need like y'all at all to be anything. He didn't need any of his guys at Death Row. He didn't like All Eyes on Me. He thought like, all right, it's cool, but it ain't his. It wasn't his album. He was like, that's a Suge's album, and he would often say that that's a album Suge wanted, because he wanted all y'all on the album, all the Death Row people on there, so they y'all could eat. The whole family get to eat. Plus, y'all already had the beats made, so they weren't tripping on that. Sorry, y'all. I had to return that message back. But if we looking at it realistically, so when Pac came to Death Row, right? They were already working on their album, the Dog Pound album. So they had all these songs left over and all these beats that they was working on that was gonna go on Snoop's album, The Dog Father. So everything was put on hold once Tupac got there. And then Pac had all these songs and was just cranking them out. So Dre at the time when he was there and they talking about old Dre's producing these songs and he had two joints on there, they gave him the California Love song. Because everything was going to build Tupac out. And everybody was anticipating Tupac's next, CD because they was like, oh, Pac's been in jail. We got to hear what he got to say. He finna talk about everything that went down. So the anticipation of what was going to happen with Tupac getting out and what he was going to say was huge. So Suge knew that. And he knew whoever had Tupac was going to sell anyway. I'm not saying he do 5 million records sold, but he was finna sell millions. I knew that from the gate. The whole world was paying attention to what Tupac was finna do. And once he hit and California Love came out with Dr. Dre and he was with Suge and them and they put him with Snoop, it just hit. But he liked working with Daz because Daz had the beats ready. And Tupac likes to work. His work ethic is the drive that keep him going. He ain't got time to sit there and BS in the studio. Like we ain't got the time and the money to play around. We gotta go. Like we get it, we go. Just like that. We gotta hit it. We ain't got the time to mess around. That's the engineers and them. Let them play around with it. We gotta lay it down. Our job is to lay the tracks and we gone. Let the mixing and all that, that's for them guys to do. Well, our job is done. Let's lay this down. Let's move on to the next one. So that's how Pac was. Let's lay this track. So all the work that they was doing, the work ethic, that's what kept it moving. Now, here's where the jealousy part comes in at. And people keep getting this confused. The jealousy didn't come from Daz. The jealousy didn't come from Dr. Dre. The jealousy didn't come from Suge Knight. The jealousy came from Snoop. Snoop became jealous after the fact. Tupac was given his publishing. He was able to establish Machiavelli Records and be able to rebrand himself as Machiavelli. And Death Row was going to distribute the records. That's what pissed him off. More than anything else is he couldn't get Doggy Style Records released. He couldn't get that going. He used to say Doggy Style Records and all that, but it wasn't a real label. He didn't have that together at all. And he was like, man, I can't get my publishing and all of this, but, they got all my publishing. Death Row, but Pac can have his. That don't make no sense. I helped build this thing. And, like with me, I helped build Death Row and you gave it all to Pac. Pac can get his just off one album and just walk through the door and boom, he got it. Snoop was jealous at that. And this was after the fact. He was mad. So he was bitter, mad that they gave Tupac his record label. He got Machiavelli Records, and he's Machiavelli, got his record label under Death Row distributing it. And they talking about putting out the Dogfather album, but he can't get Doggy Style Records and he can't get his publishing. So already we off to a bad start. That's when the jealousy started. Nobody was jealous of Tupac once he came to Death Row. Nobody was jealous. Dre really didn't like the idea of Suge just hiring talent and hiring people in death row because that was not his job. Suge never was doing that. He was never hiring people. Then next thing you know, he's hiring DJ Quick. He hiring Tupac. Dre's like, what the hell is this? Like, hold up. Like, you doing too much. Like you are not supposed to hire the talent. Like we bring my job is to bring the talent in. That was never your job. Now you bringing in guys, you signing people now. Like you weren't first, you was just gonna be quiet, quiet investor. Nobody's gonna interview you, nothing. Now you doing interviews. Now you on the cover of the magazines. You wanted to be quiet when they first started Death Row. I don't want to be a star. I'm gonna sit in the back. See, everybody want to be a star. I want to be rich, so I'm gonna stay out the scene. I ain't gonna be seen. I'm just gonna be in the back. Everybody gonna see my name, and they gonna be like, "Who is that guy?" That's gonna be me. And I'll be sitting there with my stogie. I ain't gonna say nothing. Smoking my cigar. Yeah, me and Damu, we just gonna be sitting there, and there ain't nobody gonna know. I'm the one they talking about. So that's how it was when the Chronic album came out, and they said executive producer Suge Knight in bold letters. Everybody like, who the hell is that? Who the hell is that? He was quiet. Doggy Style album came out. If you didn't know Suge, you didn't know him. Everybody, who is that? So people began to find out more and more about him as he started, getting a lot of success. He started to show himself. Then he started to let himself be seen. Now he's hiring talent. So Dre had reservations about that. All right. So the jealousy of Snoop was jealous off of a situation that Pac was allowed to get his publishing and he was not allowed. He didn't have Doggy Style Records. So that's where his distinct of his jealousy kicked in at. He was jealous of Suge and Snoop. I mean Pac and Suge's situation. They friendship. They were so close. He was doing all that for Pac, and it was like, man, you just forgot about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one building. Man, I can't get my publishing. I can't get Doggy Style Records. So well, he claimed he talked to Suge about it, and he'd be like, "Oh man, dog, I got you. I got you. Just wait. Just ain't the time. Just ain't the time. We gonna get your album out first. Then we gonna talk about it. We gonna sit down. We gonna talk about it. Chop it up." So that's normally how a situation go when somebody really is like, "This is the wave right now." Tupac is that wave. He just sold. They had double CD. He done sold 5 million records. He's the new biggest thing going. So the Tupac energy wave is what Suge Knight wants because this guy's generating money. He ain't got to get Pac to go in there and work. Pac gonna do the work. He gonna hang out all night and still work. That's exactly what Suge Knight wants. Now, I've seen bigotry. I've seen a lot of people that's just out of their wheelhouse. I've seen a lot of people do things that just did not fit. Hey, how you doing? That just didn't fit the criteria of what a professional, a true professional, is supposed to do in this business of today. You know, there's a lot of people out there that just don't get it. Sometimes they just really don't understand what it takes to be great. They don't understand the sacrifice. They really don't get it, man, and they don't understand that these artists put a lot on the line. And you see guys like Daz who put in a lot of work in this game, and you see where he ends up at. And just because he said one thing wrong, boy, you done set off a chain reaction of like people coming from everywhere mad that Dad said he made Tupac, because that's just completely ain't true. They didn't even want to put out a Dog Pound album. They didn't even know Dog Pound was coming with an album till it was they had the album ready to go. And Suge was like, all right, well, we'll find a space for it and put it out. You know, we'll get it out. That's hey, they got y'all got album ready to go already. And they listened to it. They had their lead song. They had put Miss Chalet on the track because that was Suge thing. So they did the Let's Play House and put Miss Chalet on there. But they was serious. Some of his best work was on Streets as a Mother by Corrupt. That was his best. That's Corrupt's best album. That's some of Dad's best work. I never understood for the life of me what these people were doing or saying and how they were moving at the time. But it was clear to me that they were moving in a whole different energy. And once Pac started rolling with MOB, you know, that changed a lot of the relationships too. Because once he, you know, started hanging out more and more with Suge and Suge people, Daz and them really didn't hang with them at all. You know, they was doing the blue thing. So when they was going Mob Pyru and they hanging out, you know, with with the cuz, you know, it was less limited Tupac and them hanging out because they guys is all from where they from, and they definitely wasn't getting down with them. So it was like we ain't rolling with them. That's why they didn't go to Vegas. That was a Pac thing. You know, they was like, all right, he going to hang out with Suge and them in Vegas. Oh, we ain't doing that. That's some like, oh, they going to 662, you know, do this benefit concert. Man, we gonna all be man, we not going to that thing. Right. Cause y'all don't realize, even though they're artists, they affiliated with the blue side. And 662 and all them dudes, they didn't really like going there because that was mostly the other side. And the people they associated with, they don't rap. You know, they rep this thing. They bang. That's what they do. They bang. So when they bang against these dudes. So when they see them, you know, that's what it is. And let's get to another thing. We're gonna get this other thing addressed. And the other thing is they keep saying, man, it was soft side. Blue Side versus Mob Piru, and that started the war with the South Sides and them. And bruh, that war was not just South Side and Mob Piru. Mob Piru had a whole war going on with the same kind, still repping the red. They were other type of bloods, and they had a war with them, and that one was more deadlier than anything they was ever dealing with Southside. And I think everybody knows that. Who knows what I'm talking about. So, I don't know what this guy's talking about, but a lot of the Mob Piru members lost their lives, not to no Southside people. They lost their lives against the people who was repping the same thing as them. Just different sets, you know. So that's what that was about. So it's crazy. That's gang stuff that people, don't know about it, and they should have known about it, but they keep talking about it like they know. And I'm like, man, but it's easier to just say it was the red versus the blue. But when you say red on red, they be like, what? That don't make no sense. Yeah, if you don't live there. But that's like uh a CVL, conservatory vice lord, versus a traveler vice lord, and they'd be going to war. CVLs and the travelers going at it. You'd be like, they rep the same thing. This don't make no sense. It's differences, bruh. That's gang life. If you ain't in it, you won't understand. So it's just what it is. So a lot of stuff was put on the south side that wasn't really there. Um, yeah, I think that pretty much clears that up. I never saw I never saw a lot of people that had a certain notion. Sorry. I never saw people that had a certain notion about themselves, right? And they opened their mouth and it just went completely left. I'm serious, like completely left. Like it didn't even make sense for it to go as left as it did. Those type of things that happen. But definitely shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life, Ticket TV, Armando Black TV, MREC TV for holding it down for hip hop. Everybody in the game, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, who love his hip hop game, and welcome to HD IITV. HD definitely lit his game. He rapped his game. You know, he live it. So definitely follow them, get them love and respect. And I'm out, man. Blessings.